How God fed his people daily for 40 years. Have you ever felt like you're in a wilderness, not knowing where your next provision will come from? The Israelites did too, starving, grumbling, and feeling forgotten. But God showed up in the most miraculous way. Let's uncover the supernatural story of how God fed his people every single day from heaven. God revealed himself as their provider through something mysterious and miraculous called manna. In today's devotion, we're diving into what manna really was, why God sent it, how it tasted, and what it teaches us about trusting in God's daily provision. This is the story of manna, the bread of angels. Exodus 16. As the Israelites journeyed through the barren wilderness, they began to complain bitterly, saying, Exodus 16:3. If only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt. There we sat around pots of meat and ate all the food we wanted, but you have brought us out into this desert to starve this entire assembly to death. But God, in his great mercy, responded not with anger, but with provision. He told Moses, Exodus 16:4, I will rain down bread from heaven for you. The people are to go out each day and gather enough for that day. That very evening, quail flew into the camp, and the people caught them for meat. But the real wonder happened the next morning. When they stepped outside their tents, the ground was covered in thin, white flakes, like frost on the desert floor. Surprised and confused, they asked, What is it? In Hebrew, that question is, man who? And from that, it was named manna. Moses told them, This is the bread the Lord has given you to eat. Exodus 16:15. Gather only what you need for the day. Do not keep any of it until morning. But some didn't listen. They hoarded it, and by the next day, it had spoiled, filled with maggots and a foul smell. God was teaching them daily dependence and trust. However, on the sixth day, something different happened. They were told to gather double, because the seventh day was the Sabbath, a holy day of rest. Miraculously, that extra portion did not rot. Exodus 16:23-24. This was God's way of showing them to honor the Sabbath. God provided manna for 40 years, every single day, until the Israelites entered the Promised Land. Exodus 16:35. Explanation of the story. Point 1. Why God provided manna. The Israelites had just been delivered from slavery in Egypt, but the journey through the desert wasn't easy. They began to grumble against Moses and Aaron because they had no food. God provided manna to meet a physical need, but it was also a test of their obedience and trust. It showed that man doesn't live by bread alone, but by every word from the mouth of God. Deuteronomy 8:3. Point 2. What did manna look like? The Bible gives specific descriptions of manna. Exodus 16:14. A fine, flake-like thing, fine as frost on the ground. Numbers 11:7-8. The manna was like coriander seed and looked like resin. It appeared on the ground after the dew evaporated, white in color, small, and round, almost like thin flakes or frost. Point 3. How did manna taste? Have you ever wondered what heavenly food tastes like? Exodus 16:31. It was white like coriander seed and tasted like wafers made with honey. Numbers 11:8. Its taste was like the taste of cakes baked with oil. Point 4. How long did manna last? The miracle of manna wasn't a one-time event, it lasted for decades. Exodus 16:35. The Israelites ate manna 40 years, until they came to a land that was settled. It stopped once they entered the Promised Land and could eat from its produce. Joshua 5:12. God's provision was timely, ceasing only when they no longer needed it. Spiritual reflection of the story we failed to realize. But this story isn't just about bread in the desert. Manna wasn't just physical food, it pointed to something far greater, Jesus, the true bread from heaven. In John 6:35, Jesus says, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. Jesus fulfills what manna symbolized. He is the true bread that satisfies eternally. Peace and love of God be upon you and your family. Amen.